fix my chat and pick a picture. Let's see, what do we feel like doing today? Ooh, I kind of like him, but we did that another day. Let's see. That is pretty, but will take me hours. We did that one another day. Not doing that one. That would be boring. Spilled coffee on that one. Let's see. I will find one that catches my attention. Or we'll come back to that other bird. I feel like there was one. Here we go. I like him. I think we'll do him. Now, for the hard part, where do we start? I think we're going to start on the green. Because that's always easy. Eventually I will find my sharpener. There we are. I'm very excited that I actually got to do a long form today. I haven't gotten to do one of those in a minute. And I will be doing another one tomorrow, which always makes me happy. I like when I can actually get out in my workshop or outside, whichever happens to be appropriate for whatever I'm working on. That is the main basis for my channel. So, kind of makes a difference. I still have a lot of projects that I need to get to as well. Hello, I'm not 100% certain how to pronounce your name, but welcome in. I don't always watch my... I don't really watch my numbers up top, so it's always kind of a fun surprise when somebody pops up in my chat. Hello, Pablo. How are you doing today? And if I miss something you say, please don't take it personally. I can't look at my chat and the picture at the same time, so it may take me a minute to respond. I do try to glance over as often as I can. It makes a difference. But we are just relaxing today. We're not being too fussy about anything. You are absolutely welcome to subscribe. You will never hear me tell somebody not to. And I am always happy to have new people. There are a lot of odd points on my page. I do a lot of yard art restoration. I do a lot of creating my own yard art. And I also have a ton of pets, and they pop up a lot. Right now there are 5 kittens that have been kind of taking over my page a little bit. But who can say no to kittens, right? I am a fan of my page. I try to create content that I also would enjoy, so that I enjoy making it. I'm not monetized, so this is literally just stuff that I enjoy doing. I appreciate that. Thank you. It doesn't really tell me a lot of times if somebody's a subscriber or not. Um, I appreciate that. All I do is color. This is actually just a coloring book. And I didn't even realize I'm actually coloring the cover um, piece. I wish I could draw. I really, really do. Yes. Um, I actually buy a lot of different coloring books for my relaxation and also because I really do enjoy doing these coloring lives and chit-chatting with people as they come through. It's just an enjoyable part of the day for me. You have discovered the stickers. I'm always happy to see those pop up. I really need to play in settings a little bit more and learn a little bit about the things you guys can actually do in the chat. Because it seems like there's a lot of fun. I am very, very far from a PhD scholar. I appreciate that. I am a retail worker, an artist of a very, very, very unique kind. I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I am a collector of pets, for lack of a better way of putting it. I have more than a dozen, which is probably bizarre, but I like the way my life works. It is hectic and noisy and crazy, and I love every second of it. I appreciate that. Let's see. It's very interesting right here, trying to tell what's leaf and what's not. I'm going to assume this is. You have a wonderful day. I consider myself to be very, very lucky because I do have a partner who loves the animals as much as I do and who puts up with my nonsense of content creation and kind of keeps the birds from going completely insane when I'm trying to do a live because that is what they do, usually. They're a handful. There we go. I'm almost done with all of the greens. Almost every time, if I don't know where to start, I will start on the leaves because they're almost always some shade of green. And that gives me a good jumping off point and makes it really easy to kind of start to work in other colors once they're done. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed and kind of can't decide where to start. And in this case, I am actually doing the same picture that's on the cover of the book, so I'm trying very hard not to make it too similar, because that gets boring. Whoop. Page is trying to run away. Let's see. I think I am going to play with some oranges, though, for the beak. That is not nearly as bright as I thought it was going to be. I don't love it. We're not going to use it. Let's try that one. That's better. That's more what I had in mind. And I think I'm going to do something that I do this afternoon more often. And maybe I'll wait till people start to come in and get people's input. But I actually didn't pick my picture before I started coloring, which is very different from my normal. I usually actually include the picture I'm going to do as my thumbnail. That's the word I was trying to think of. I am not going to go nuts doing a different color for every single pattern. We do not want to be here all day doing this, but we can have a little fun with it because I do have quite a few different shades of orange. And that looks exactly the same, doesn't it? That's all right. I guess his beak is just going to be orange. It's one thing that's very tricky with using different brands of colored pencils, or really any form of art supply, is there is no set colors. Everybody has their own name for things, like these two pencils that I use to make the same two sections are red orange and yellow orange, depending on people and depending on brand. That is not what I need. Let's see. Don't want green. Let's have a little fun and make him a very colorful toucan with a nice blue around his eye and down his belly. And I think we're going to give him a bright green eye because we can. Because I have a pretty metallic green that's about perfect for it. And I do apologize if you hear my birds in the background. They have opinions. If you own birds, you do not have silence. It does not exist. And that's okay. Because usually if you have birds, you already knew what you were getting into. There we go. We're starting to get somewhere. I think. I am being indecisive. That's what I think. I think I have hit a wall and I'm not sure what color to do next. So I'm just kind of poking through my pencils and seeing what my hand comes up with. And yellow is the answer. Yellow is what my hand came up with, so next section will be nice bright yellow, which I'm a fan of. I love yellow. It's just a nice bright color. And I think the world needs more bright, fun colors in it. My conures are trying desperately to get my attention, which is not a new thing. They do that pretty much every time I go live. I think it's cute. I don't mind it overly. As long as they're not just screaming for the sake of screaming, we're good. Let's see. I think we're going to add, violet for this little flower. This is one part that I will do separately because it's such a pretty little pattern. It'd be a shame to just color it over and make it all one thing. And it is a good thing my headset is somewhat noise canceling because what I'm hearing over here is a little bit absurd because you've got my birds throwing a fit. My dog is actually in the corner snoring. I don't mind it. I love it, to be honest, but my life is not for everybody, but it sure as heck works great for me. I'm just getting lots and lots of little bird kisses now. There we go. We're moving right along, aren't we? Let's add some red, because who doesn't need a little red in their life? I like nice, bold, bright colors. That's definitely a part of my personality. If you ever pay attention on my long forms or any of my videos that I do in my workshop, it is full of bright, bold colors that just make me feel good when I'm in there. I am a fan. We're going to give him at least one red tail feather. We may come in with blues on either side, just to make it fun. He is a very brightly colored little bird, isn't he? And let's bring a nice streak of magenta down his side here. And if you talk in the chat, I'm happy to interact with you. Otherwise, I just ramble. I am very accustomed to just rambling because I've been doing long form videos for a few years now, and most of the time on those I just ramble. But I do enjoy a good conversation as well. Questions, or if you have color suggestions or anything like that, I'm happy to answer you. It may take me a few seconds to realize somebody popped up in the chat. As long as you don't, beat me up for that, we're okay. My colored pencils don't want to stay put today. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Let's try that again. There we go. That would have actually been kind of funny if I'd have made it to the paper with the back of the pencil to try and color, but I'm human. I'm also a little bit of a scatterbrain most days. Let's see. I did say I wanted blue on his tail, didn't I? Ooh, I like that blue. That's a nice bright one. I am a fan. I think we're going to do both tail feathers that we have left in that blue. I probably should have continued this in that kind of pinky purple color, but it happens. There we go. These guys are starting to get in my way, so we're going to move them just on the other side there. Now let's start on some flowers. I think we're going to start with a nice shimmery blue. Ooh, I like that. That came out actually really kind of pretty. We'll continue. Well, that did not go as planned, did it? It's a good thing I keep a pencil sharpener handy. Hopefully we won't do that again, because that was not in my plans for today. That's better. I'm also very glad it didn't decide to stutter across the page and leave a mess. I've had that happen a time or two. Never on a live, thankfully, so far, but it can definitely make a mess of a page very quickly. Thankfully, I'm not one who presses overly hard, so at least not most of the time. Occasionally, I'll press a little harder just to make a variation in the color, which we're going to do actually on each of these flowers here in just a minute. I'm just trying to get them all colored in first. There we go. I think I have 2 more. Ooh, that was messy. One good thing about pencil too is it's easy to clean it up a little bit when you just kind of almost scribble for a second unintentionally. There we go. So I think we're going to take this, and where I was just talking about not pressing harder, we're going to press harder. And just make this nice and dark. Make it look like we used 2 different blues, even though it's still the same pencil. And we're going to do the same for the middle. Oh, I like it. I'm happy. I don't know what that voice was, but okay. Went a little weird for a second there, didn't I? That is okay. I accept the fact that I am occasionally just a little bit weird. Sometimes I'm a lot weird. That's just part of life. If you can't be comfortable being yourself completely and totally, there's usually a problem. Don't know why that little section came out lighter than everything else. There we go. Oh, I forgot this guy down here completely, didn't I? That's all right. We'll finish everybody else, and then we'll go down there and do that guy. I don't know what it is about that particular point that I cannot stop making a mess of it. It's a first round. Now my cockatiels have things to say. That is also pretty much par for the course. Calliope. Calliope likes to sit at the front of her cage and yell at the room. She does not want out. She doesn't want attention. She doesn't really want anything. She just feels like yelling sometimes. And honestly, I get that. There we go. We're getting there. I actually did not realize this page was gonna go nearly as quickly as it has. Though I guess 25 minutes really isn't that quick now, is it? And we're not quite done yet. We've still got this guy down here. And then I gotta do the shells. That I don't really understand why there are shells in the picture, but that's okay. It's not my drawing. We'll color them anyway. I guess a lot of jungles have bodies of water nearby. Makes the shells kind of make sense. And they're kind of neat little accents, so I guess I'll give it that. There we go. Add that one to my finished pile. I try not to completely reuse the same color. Well, that's a problem. That's the color I wanted for these. But nothing my handy dandy pencil sharpener can't fix. Hopefully. I have had a pencil or two where the color is just broken all over the place on the inside. And you can't fix that. And it's kind of looking like that might actually be the case for this pencil. And we're gonna stop fighting with it and go a different color. Because I can do that. There we go. Still shiny, still purple. I can live with that. Maybe not as bright of a purple as that one was, but that's okay. I am a huge fan of purple as well. And I think we're going to do yellow here. Because we can. I think there is a huge amount of things on most of these pictures that I do specifically because I can. Makes life interesting. Keeps it fun. And I think that's the whole idea. At least it is for me. I would not be doing these if they were not kind of fun for me. And I am rambling. I am definitely rambling, but nobody's talking in the chat at the moment, so I'm going to keep on rambling. We are getting close to done. Not quite there yet, but we're getting close. There we go. Yes, I did apply a little bit of pressure there because I want that yellow to pop out of the purple. And I also accidentally ran over some of the yellow parts with the purple. So, it is what it is. I also missed some leaves up here. Let's give them some color. I did not sharpen this pencil beforehand, and I can tell. Kind of wonky, but that's okay. Now, use this nice sandy tan color to do this guy. Sand dollars are neat little critters. It's kind of hard to believe when you find the shells on the beach that there is an actual creature that looks like that. I think that's actually a starfish there, but same basic concept. Still very cool animal. This almost looks like kind of a mix between the two, because I think I am indecisive. That's what I think. But if you've been watching me for any length of time, you already are well aware of that fact. There we go. Nice new purple. Because we can. That's why. We've hit my 30-minute mark, which is what I aim for as a bare minimum. So I am happy about that. That's an interesting color. I call it lemon yellow, but it looks a little bit almost green with me. Hello, Lori. How are you today? I am having fun with random colors. Yes, it is kind of a lemony yellow once you actually get going with it. They just chose a green tone for some reason for the outside. I am doing well. I actually got to get out in my regular workshop today, which always puts me in a good mood. And then this is how I relax, which is maybe a little bit silly and a little bizarre, but I love it. I get to just relax, color, and chit-chat with people online. Did I put that back? I think I did. Sorry, I'm having a moment of brain not wanting to work correctly. Okay, I like this shade. I thought I grabbed just a red, but that's actually what it says it is, which is a light coral color. There we go. And I am actually really happy with how this turned out. But I think, oh, excuse me. After 20 minutes on filming a long form and then a half an hour sitting here, I think my voice has said enough already. But I am going to go ahead and stop there for now. I will have more tomorrow. We'll do another one tomorrow. I try to aim for a 3 o'clock range. Sometimes I get a little before, sometimes a little bit after. But we will start something new tomorrow. And I will talk to you guys next time.